Welcome to Britain's Worst Driver, the show that proves that there are more nutters on our roads than at a Star Trek convention. We have a driving skills crisis in this country. Too many people, all of them with full licenses, to whom indicators and lane discipline aren't just a mystery, they're a complete and utter irrelevance.
We all see dopey driving every single day. There's the idiotic, the impatient, just look at this lot, belting blindly up the hard shoulder. Then there's the insane. And the downright reckless. This plonker's going too fast to react to a runaway dog crossing his path. And some of the driving we see beggars belief. This cretin has missed his junction, but instead of driving onto the next one, he tries to kill himself and everybody else with the most shambolic display of reversing ever. You really can't make this stuff up. And here's another dork who's missed their turning. Oblivious to speed and traffic, he clambers over the central reservation and into the path of a coach, narrowly avoiding a cataclysmic crash.
We've scoured the nation for the worst of the worst and brought them to this top-secret testing centre to find the most hopeless driver in the country. And do you know what? We have been inundated. Thousands upon thousands of people wanting us to help make them better drivers.
I'm against a three-point turn. It shouldn't be allowed.
They came from every corner of the country and they were catastrophically bad.
Brush my hair, get my lip gloss, and be on the phone at the same time because I'm quite skilled.
Be careful, stay in your lane, right? Okay. Charlie, be careful. Alright, I can't get out.
I can't get it in gear.
Well, I can make a roll up.
I think we're no hands at all now.
Yeah. Dear, oh dear.
Oh, look, little bunny.
Don't worry about the bunny.
I never worry what's behind me because Mr. James used to tell me that what's behind me was not my headache.
You just went through a red light.
I never did.
Yeah.
And this lot weren't even hopeless enough to make it onto the show.
I told you I was a bad driver! What are you gonna do about it?
Selecting the worst of the worst wasn't easy, but we've done it and here they are. They are 8 and they are atrocious, all in their own particular way.
But we're not here to mock the afflicted. We actually want our drivers to get better. So we're going to give them some expert tuition and then put them through a series of challenges to see if it's made any difference at all. And to make sure everybody tries their very hardest, at the end of each show, the driver who improves the most gets released back onto the streets with a brand shiny new car.
We've bought 8 used cars for Britain's worst to bang about in. And first up is Becky from Bristol, who only passed her test 6 months ago. Back on her home turf, Becky tries some simple reversing, and her mum's none too impressed.
I nominated her Britain's Worst Driver because she's taken 13 tests and basically nobody would get in the car with her.
And she's not brilliant at going forwards either.
It used to be my whole part of my life, having a test every single month. It was so stressful. It's terrible.
The woman sitting in the back seat is Jo. Becky thinks she's a researcher, but she's actually a driving instructor we've brought in to covertly assess the failings of our 8 drivers.
Keep to the left, keep to the left, keep to the left.
I am! She's no idea which way to turn the wheel and she's got a big coordination problem.
What way? Go this way. What way? This way, towards me.
I mean, perhaps I do try to take over, perhaps in some ways.
That way. Yeah.
I think I had about, in total, between 180 and 200 driving lessons.
Right, now go on, you're right.
Like I'm gonna hit it!
What?
Look how close I am to there! When I'm behind the wheel, well, I think I'm fine.
Yeah, right. That took Becky an unbelievable 13 minutes.
Brake, Becky, brake, Becky.
Stop!
Whenever and wherever Becky tries to go backwards, it's guaranteed to go horribly wrong. Next up is 18-year-old Arif from North London. He's only had a licence for a year and already drives like a psychopath.
I drive fast and I use my head while I'm doing it. I'm not a bad driver, I just like to get where I'm going quick.
His driving is appalling, and I just thought that, you know what, he should be on the show.
If you want to use the bus lane, indicate.
Obviously, Arif thinks he's in control of the car. He's just got completely the wrong attitude.
Arif! He's so competitive on the road. If anybody even gets slightly ahead of him, he'll do anything to get ahead.
Oh, no. He ain't doing that. Sorry, mate.
He's too fast, too fearless, and treats every journey as a race with death.
I don't wear a seatbelt because it's restrictive when I'm driving fast from me observing the road.
And don't think Arif is just playing up to the cameras. I've driven with him and he is a liability.
Clearly just very dangerous behaviour. As you can tell, I'm not impressed to be in the car with him. OK, we're pulling over, Arif. Sorry, I'm not impressed with that behaviour. I value my life too much. Sorry. Not steering with his hands. Going into the wrong lane, trying to jump in front of other people at traffic lights, using the other side of the road, not even a different lane. People like this just shouldn't be on the road.
I scared the life out of the woman.
And then there's 60-year-old Kay from Cardiff. Hard to believe she's held a driving licence for 15 years.
Why, are you nervous?
No, all right.
The trouble with my driving is I am bloody useless.
Kay's been nominated by her ex-husband and co-driver, Charles.
My God, I'm never going to bloody turn you. Useless.
Totally diabolical, in my opinion. Wouldn't catch me going in the car with her for love or money.
Parallel.
Parallel parking.
Parallel parking. Well, I haven't done one of them since 1987, so... It's too tight, I can't get in it. If I'm going anywhere, I'm conscious of, I need a parking space that'd be large enough to get a double-decker bus in to be able to park my little small car.
The main problem with the parallel parking is she just doesn't know which way to steer the wheel. She's just completely steering the wrong way.
And mind you, I've only got sight in my one eye, my right eye. Now, whether that can do a lot with the reversing, I don't know. When Charles is in the car with me, he will become very argumental towards my driving.
You've got to turn the wheel.
I am, Chas.
You're not.
I am. I got the wheel turned like that.
Oh, on the car behind.
Yeah. It was very difficult for me to pass my test. And on one occasion, which I think not quite sure whether it was my 4th or 5th test, my driving was so bad, he got out of the car in the middle of the test and actually parked me up and walked back to the test centre.
You've just knocked the car behind you, I think so.
Next is 52-year-old Valli from Surrey. She's had a licence for 23 years.
My name is Valli Holland, and I've been nominated as Britain's worst driver.
When we first met Valli, she was driving this wholly inappropriate Toyota Supra. But the next time we caught up with her, the Supra was beached in a body shop. So she was piloting her Peugeot 205 GTI.
Is there someone coming? Someone chasing you? We're not in a race, are we?
I've had 24 accidents, but 4 weren't my fault, but 20 were.
Jesus!
Valli's main problem is that after all those smashes, she still thinks driving's a bit of a giggle.
Well, there was one particular accident where I hit somebody twice, hit him once, panicked, accelerated and hit him really hard the second time.
Look, he must know he should. They moved out of the way. Just generally not paying enough attention to what she's doing, I think.
Out of the driveway, I've actually backed into 3 vehicles.
No, don't go up the curb, you're doing my tyres in.
So we're going to hit that tree?
No.
Valli has lots of bad habits, not to mention this crazy issue with her seatbelt.
I find if I pull it forward, hook it round my thumb, it doesn't crease my blouse. I've had a lot of whiplash in the years. I was in a collar on and off for about 6 months, and then I went into collar again for 18 months on and off.
We're not in a war, though.
I don't sound the worst driver, but I think I could be one of them, yes. Definitely.
During the series, we'll be putting our disastrous drivers through some toe-curling challenges. We'll be testing their mettle, and they'll be bending ours.
Go on, Valli, drive it out for me.
I apologise.
The wheel this way is left.
I'm watching all the lights and everything I am.
After the break, we'll reveal the identities of our 4 expert panellists drafted in to help pinpoint our punters' problems. And if you thought our first batch of drivers were dire, wait till you meet the rest of them.
Just gone over a red light.
Defence best, you shouldn't drive.
Welcome back to Britain's Worst Driver, the programme that proves it's an automobile abattoir out there. And don't forget that every single one of our disadvantaged drivers holds a full UK driving licence.
Go on, boy.
It's do or die.
Keep straight, keep straight, keep straight.
No, that way, Kate, that way.
Dunderhead driver number 5 is Craig from Tamworth. He's 27 and has had his licence 10 years.
They call me Bodge because I seem to bodge a lot of cars up.
Bodge.
I nominated him because I think he's a lunatic. I don't think he should be on the road.
Craig's lunatic speeds and lack of anticipation worried us a lot.
Nearly every time I go out of my car, I have an altercation.
How many accidents have you had?
About 30-ish.
30 accidents?
Probably. I've had quite a few.
And those crashes were all write-offs.
Not a very nice experience being in the car with Craig. I've got a big long list of things that he's doing wrong.
Main thing is I drive a bit too fast.
Speeding everywhere, no regard for the law.
And I don't stop in time.
Bodge, Bodge.
Yeah, should look at the bleeding crossing. Green says cross, red says stop. I've had 9 points. I've been done for jumping a red light.
You've just gone over a red light.
Oh,
you could have killed someone then.
there was nobody about.
He takes his brain out. It's as if he leaves his brain at home.
There's got to be worse out there than me. There's got to be, man.
Tim from Cambridgeshire has had a licence for 7 years and proves that not all young men drive at lightning speed.
They've called me Timid Tim, which is quite clever for my driving. I don't think it's very fair because I'm not timid so much as just quite circumspect.
You've just got to look beyond the end of your bonnet, Tim.
Right, well, it's funny how I saw that police car.
Well, it had a big blue flashing light. Not every car's got a big blue flashing light, has it?
Well, maybe that's something they should think about.
He drives painfully slowly everywhere. Very embarrassing.
We're on the A14 and you're going 26.
Right, so we ain't on the M1, are we? But the limit is there as a limit. That's why it's called a limit. It's not what you should always just drive at. What I feel when I get in the car with Tim for a long journey is, well, just precisely that. It's going to be a pretty long journey.
Mate, we can go above 30.
Well, not necessarily. You've got to keep with the flow of the traffic, and the cars behind will get 30, so I'm going to go 30.
Mate, they're going 30 because you're not driving so slowly.
Big queue of traffic building up behind us, and it was getting very embarrassing. Cars behind were pipping, and we were overtaken by a cyclist and a couple of caravans at one point.
Hang on a minute. Shush, because there's a caravan now.
Calm down, but you're right. Just calm down. You've been overtaken by a man with a caravan.
See, I'm quite thoughtful as a man as well. So I think that's reflected in my driving. rather than I don't go at it like a bull at a china shop. Okay.
Oh, Tim.
I've got a bit of a tail behind us.
Jesus Christ, Tim.
I need to drive within my own parameters that I've set for myself, which are that I need to drive quite slowly. He's got no right to beep, because if you read your highway code, the only reason you beep is to inform someone you're there. I know he's there. He's abusing it by just beeping me to make a political point.
Do you get that a lot, Tim?
People pelping their horns? I don't know how much is average.
Well, for example, if it's a 40 mile an hour, just thinking, well, you can just push out a bit and perhaps go 35. You're still not breaking the limit, but you're going 20 mile an hour faster.
Yeah, pretty close to it, though, aren't you? I'll speed up once I've got more experience on the road and I feel more confident on the road. I reckon I probably will speed up and go at, like these people do, go at 30 mile an hour, 40 mile an hour.
Our penultimate plodder is Joseph from Reading. He's been driving for 12 years.
You call me a worst driver in Britain? I'll show you. My wife, June, she nominated me as the worst driver in Britain because she thinks I'm a bad driver. But I think I'm not.
Oh, clock the gears, get him in.
I don't think the problem is necessarily Joseph himself. It's more Mr. and Mrs.
Aha, you nearly forgot to indicate. Don't get too close.
When I'm in the car, I'm very nervous and I'm always watching the road, I'm watching the traffic. I'm sort of, if he's going to overtake, I look behind to see if there's a car coming or look ahead. I'm always concentrating on the road and not relaxing.
She's constantly giving him backseat driving tips, and sometimes she's actually wrong and he's right.
I'm going 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's got to go 50, it's set to 50. It's a shame that you had the camera off when he went through the red lights.
I didn't go through the red light.
Didn't go through the red lights. Did he go through the red lights?
I didn't, Unique. No, we don't argue. We just discuss. You're actually giving me evidence on the camera that I went through the red light.
Okay, it was on
Isn't that the false pretense?
So we very rarely argue.
So you should have...
No, I didn't go through the red lights.
June has banned Joseph from driving their new BMW. He's stuck with this pensionable Escort.
Until he can drive, I think it's better he drives the Ford.
Until June is satisfied with my driving, I will not drive it. I don't want her to get a bit nervous. Is that okay?
I just don't feel he's thinking about what he's doing. He sort of seems to be in a little world of his own.
Stop.
Stalled.
The eighth and last of our woeful wheel wobblers is Sharon from Luton. She's been driving 5 years.
Whoa. Handbrake.
I've been nominated Britain's worst driver by my boyfriend, but I don't think I'm a bad driver. I think my driving's adequate.
Neutral. Good gear. Watch out for the car opposite. There, look.
Right, okay, I didn't see that.
Nearly an accident.
I didn't see that.
No observation, several car accidents, well, more than several, just hopeless. No idea at all how to drive, dangerous.
Pull alongside the Fiesta and indicate left. Indicate left, so the car knows what you're going to do.
I know, but I can't get into there. I'm not very good at manoeuvring cars.
That's it, left hand down. Right, start feeding your right hand down now. Right hand down. Oh, no.
Oh, right, let's park on the curb. We're going to park on the curb again. When I've had accidents with my car, I try my very hardest to cover it up. And my dad and me, we managed to try patch the car up and hope that John won't notice. But John has a habit of, when I return the car, of inspecting it full round to make sure that when it left, it had 4 wheels and it still has 4 wheels.
It's heartbreaking when you've got a reasonable car and you come home to see bits of it falling off or bits of it in the boot, you know.
No! All right, that's you now, don't...
We're parked between the 2 cars.
Defence rests, you shouldn't drive.
And then there's our panel of experts, each with a particular skill set to judge our dismal drivers. Mick Nat is an accident investigator with 22 years' experience as a traffic cop.
You were certainly headed for the box. You're going to keep my colleagues in work.
Psychologist Dr. Linda Papadopoulos is here to help get inside our contestants' heads.
You're too self-aware, and as a consequence, that self-awareness perhaps hinders your ability to make very quick decisions around driving.
There's competition driver and motoring journalist Vicky Butler-Henderson.
You've got to think more, honey, and slow it down a bit.
And we've also recruited an expert in the risky business of car insurance, Neil Utley.
You're a young male, inexperienced at driving, but you've got the capability to be an excellent driver or a lethal weapon.
When we recruited our execrable 8, we didn't tell them they could win prizes. But now they're here, we've told them about our little incentive scheme. Each week, our judges will pick the most improved driver, and that driver wins one of these cars. 4 showroom-fresh new motors that add up to 50 grand's worth. And, as a booby prize, we've got that lovely little Larder estate.
These then are our erroneous 8. You've met them, and I just want you to take away this one thought, that amongst this lot is Britain's worst driver. Which one do you think it's going to be?
Bloody car's on fire!
Becky! That wasn't so good.
I can drive straight, I just can't reverse. Not my tyres.
Power steering is a nice invention.
Oh my God.
Do you want to go on a red light? Red light!
We're going to get a divorce after this.